Match reaction, Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. Your reaction to that game?
What a relief. 3 points, absolutely fantastic. But I've got to say this, and if you argue with what I'm saying, then you don't know what you're talking about football. Manchester United totally dominated Chelsea today. Chelsea, they loved the physical side of it. United stood up to it and dominated it. First half, what a relief. 2-0 up. Him getting sent off, Casemiro, that's the only poor point. But United, the second half, played an excellent game of football.
Just to bring you back in there on the first half, went in our favour with their goalkeeper Sanchez being sent off early in the game.
Well, what you've got to look at there, Sesko, I've not seen that play before. Sesko going up for the ball, straight on, and there's Mbeumo. What a partnership. Absolutely fantastic. He got sent off, deserved to be sent off, but United, it's what they deserved. They came out and they went straight at Chelsea with the physicality, with the pace, closed them down, and they had the energy. I just felt in that first 5 minutes, and the crowd felt it. We're on here. I can feel something's happening, and I'm absolutely over the moon with it.
Yeah, obviously got a lot of confidence from that. 10 minutes later, got in the score sheet with Bruno Fernandes. But I want to go to the second goal with Casemiro as well. 2-0 up. You're thinking we're cruising, but then gets sent off in that first half. Was it a sending off, a second yellow for you?
Yeah, he's going off. Look, it's his fourth time he's been sent off. And really, people talk about Casemiro, his experience and everything else like that. But he's not got the legs. And when he gets bookings, it's because he's not got the legs. And then his head goes. Now, he's got the experience and he's not learning because, unfortunately, he hasn't got the pace. It was very silly. I looked at it. It was about the 47th minute. Absolutely stupid. But it's not the first time. Very poor, but it was definitely a booking and he had to go.
I mean, from straight away from me seeing it with Cucurella on Mazraoui in that first half as well. I mean, if you're looking at the standards of the second yellow for Casemiro, I mean, from my first thoughts on it, I thought he left the ground. I need to see the replay, though.
Well, you look at what Chelsea were doing. They were fouling, they were getting stuck in, but United weren't wilting. So the referee wasn't giving it because the United players weren't rolling about and that, whereas you've seen Chelsea, how many times do we see it? Rolling about and all that, trying to get the referee on their side and get a player sent off. But I thought Chelsea there, they just couldn't get past United. I looked at the first half and how solid were they. The aggression going forward, the aggression, the back three again, absolutely spot on today, right the way through the game, even though Amarin did change it towards the end, which I thought was a little bit suspect, but got away with it.
He also changed it at half-time as well. Sesko coming off. Was you surprised with that, you know, replaced by Agata?
No, I wasn't surprised by that. We was 2-0 up, take the forward off. I think it was a natural thing to do. Bring in Ugarte on, stay solid in there, and that's what United do. And it was the right tactics, and the players rose to the challenge. They didn't give an inch. They did not give an inch. You was hoping in the second half, when they made the changes, you knew Chelsea had come at it. But let's get something straight here. Until they scored the goal, I was thinking, well, where's the danger here? Where's the danger? And it was because United never, ever stopped. Now, that's what you want from a Manchester United side. Yep. And you've got to imagine the pressure what was on them players today. The whole club and the fans were nervous before the game. What didn't help was there was a storm of epic proportions. But you know what? It didn't bother them players. They knew what they had to do, and they stood up to everything, regardless of the pressure. Mark my words. Those people what weren't here today, there was massive pressure. Most of the people out there did not think we was going to get 3 points. Never mind the draw. But what you're seeing out there, I thoroughly enjoyed that game for every aspect of the game. The tackling, the fighting, the running, the standing up for it. It was a game I've not seen for a long, long time. So going forward, Brentford, and then we've got Sunderland. Let's capitalise on it. Let's not make any mistakes.
Was you nervous, though, when they pulled it back to 2-1? Chalobah in the box with a header. I thought Yoro was a little bit slack there, though. It looked like he switched off.
Yeah, they switched off from the corner. He was up there, he rose. I think what it was, Maguire, if Maguire would have been on the pitch, would that have made a difference? But we'll never know that. and it was a clean header, and it was in. Yes, of course I was nervous. Everyone else was out there what was nervous, because the 3 points looked as though they might escape us here. But let's get something straight. They defended and they took Chelsea on the edge of the area. They didn't create the chances. And there's something else I've got to say to you all. A lot of people, especially this week, to the build-up to this game, have been slaughtering Luke Shaw. Listen, we go in and out of Shaw, right? But let's get something straight. Today, he played an excellent game of football where, me personally, I would say he could have got man of the match. But the defence played great. They didn't give, as a unit, they played well. The midfield played well. And all the substitutions didn't upset the balance. And that's something we've not seen for a long time, because we was under tremendous pressure in that midfield, because they tried to stick the boot in. They tried to get United players booked, and they tried it on. But it never worked. And Manchester United today stood up to it, not just on the pitch, off the pitch, the noise, everything. I mean, there's millions of things. The 3 points are massive. They are unbelievably massive points, okay? The relief. Now, will the pressure come on Amarin? Of course it will. It'll come on him every day, and quite right it should. But it should come on them players as well. Them players have to play and perform like that again. Now, we've seen what they can do. They worked for 90 minutes. They have to do that every game, and quite rightly so. And you've got to ask the question, where's it been? Well, it's here now, and that's what we want every game, and that's what we should demand.
Yeah, at the very least, you know, the aggression that we saw today. You mentioned Luke Shaw. You look at the second goal for Casemiro, the way he actually went and attacked that ball in the air, the aggression, and just to keep that fighting spirit up in the box. And, you know, you're very happy. You seem very jovial with them 3 points today. Manchester United have moved further up into the league table. We're only a couple of points now off the top four. Crystal Palace in 4th place. I mean, you're looking now against Brentford, Sunderland up next. I mean, a week or 2 weeks in football is a long time, and anything can change and things can turn around quickly. So where are we going to be?
He's getting me at it. He's getting me at it, because he knows I'm giddy, and quite rightly I should be giddy, right? But I'm going to get you at it. If we win the next 2 games, we could be in the top 4. How's that for you? That's madness. That won't happen. But hey, if he can get me at it, I can get you at it. We need a performance, what we had today, to continue. I think to myself, United were comfortably, and I mean comfortably, in control. Where was the shots they were creating? Where was the goal? Our goalkeeper, he didn't really have much to do, to be honest with you. And when you look at the conditions, you was expecting chances, fouls in the box, shots from outside, pinging in, sliding off the ground, the wet ground. And that wasn't wet. That was a river out there, right? But it never came, because United were resilient. I thought when you looked at it, everybody has been critical for a year about that midfield today. But do you know what they all did? They all worked hard together. Ugarte come on, he worked hard. He looked as though he'd been on all game, right? Casemiro played really well, worked hard until he's sending off. But I'll tell you something now. I've turned on Bruno Fernandes because I've not liked his attitude recently, calling out the manager, sticking him in, and certain other things what have gone on. But you know, today, the work rate off Bruno, right, was excellent. He was everywhere. He was chasing everything. And obviously, he got the goal. Do you know why he got the goal? Because he was in the position what suits him. Absolutely. All over the place. So I've got to commend him there, right? And to be honest, when you look at Bruno today, was he really shouting? Was he going on with himself? No. Little once or twice. But hey, that's how it should be. A quiet Bruno Fernandes is a good Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, I just want to see him a little bit more disciplined in games, in certain matches, in that position. But today, it chose the right opportunity to get forward, and he got his rewards.
Yeah, he got his rewards. And I think every player out there got the rewards. And they got the rewards for one thing, the work rate, the effort and everything, and the aggression, what they put into it. But do you know what really cheered me up today? And it was in about the 60th, 65th minute, right? And the crowd reacted to it. And this is what made Chelsea change their mind over the substitutions late on, because the crowd turned on Garnacho. They were giving it him, and quite rightly so, in my opinion. Some people might not appreciate that. A returning player at Manchester United, but he has been nothing but a misery, right, and trouble at Manchester United. And the crowd let him know. And the manager went, I can't put him on there. I cannot put Garnacho on that pitch. He's going to get bombarded and he's not going to be able to play the game. So the crowd played a part today, and quite rightly so. Very, very rarely have I ever seen murmurs when a returning player turns. You'll get clapping, polite applause and that, few little murmurs. But today, that crowd was already on his case, and if he'd have come on that pitch, he'd have got it. So well done to the crowd today, because it stopped Garnacho coming on. And the manager of Chelsea had to make a decision he didn't want to do. And that's part of the game.
Got the 3 points today. I'm excited. It's been a great game of football, I thought, to be fair,
Great
today.
game.
Really good game of football. 3 points today. Going into the Brentford game next week. Possible back-to-back wins. Let's see where we are after this Sunderland game, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, and where we might be in that table.
Well, the pattern was set today by them players, what they had to do. Aggression at the back, aggression in midfield, up front, work together and fight. And that's what they did. So the pattern's been set. Now, no mistakes going into Brentford and Sunderland. Come on, United. No one expected this today. And that's why we're Man United.
I did. I predicted 2-1 before the game. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Smash that like button and get your thoughts and opinions in that comment section. And we'll be up again shortly with a match reaction from Webby. So get that notification on. Come on, United.